Being the chosen one isn't just about glory and triumph. It's about the weight of impossible expectations. But what happens when the burden becomes too much to bear? As the poet Rumi wisely said, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." And for those of us marked by a higher calling, this journey is far from all light and enlightenment. Instead, it's filled with challenges, emotional burdens, and moments of solitude that are unique to those on this path. The life of a chosen one is often portrayed as a mystical adventure full of spiritual revelations and cosmic alignment, but it's important to remember that it comes with a heavier load. Chosen ones tend to be more aware of the chaos and suffering that exists in the world. This heightened sensitivity can make everyday life feel like a balancing act as they navigate the overwhelming weight of their purpose. Imagine constantly carrying a stone of responsibility, one that others don't see, but you can never put down. And then there's the loneliness that creeps in. While others are out enjoying simple pleasures, whether it's binging the latest series or hanging out with friends, you might find yourself sitting in solitude, reflecting on deeper mysteries, feeling like you're speaking a language no one else understands. Sometimes, the only company you'll have is the calming presence of your pets. But let's not paint this journey as purely gloomy. Alongside the struggles, there are moments of immense clarity, powerful insights, and awe-inspiring revelations that make it all worthwhile. Yet, it's important to acknowledge the shadows that accompany this path. The stress of trying to live up to your higher calling, the isolation that comes with your unique perspective, and the constant inner pressure to meet expectations, both from yourself and the universe. So, fellow travelers, buckle up. Today, we're about to shine a light on these hidden aspects of our spiritual journey and, in doing so, find comfort in the shared experiences we all face. Now, before we embark on this exploration of the less glamorous side of being chosen, let's take a moment to connect. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Imagine it's a shooting star streaking across the universe, waiting for you to catch it. And if you feel that cosmic energy buzzing in your fingertips, don't hesitate to give this video a thumbs up. Remember, every bit of positive energy you send my way fuels this channel, like sunlight fueling solar panels. Your support truly means the world to me. So, without further ado, let's dive right into the unfiltered truths about the challenges we face on this path and how we can navigate through them together. One of the most profound challenges we experience as chosen ones is living with heightened awareness. It's like having an internal radar that's always on, picking up on the smallest emotional cues, hidden energies, and underlying truths in any given situation. While this awareness is a powerful gift, it can also be an overwhelming burden. Imagine walking into a room and being able to feel every emotion, stress, anger, sadness, radiating from the people around you. It's not just uncomfortable, it can be draining, both emotionally and spiritually. You may find yourself unconsciously absorbing the pain, fears, and struggles of those around you, even when you don't intend to. This heightened perception isn't limited to just people either. It extends to environments, events, and even the collective energy of society at large. You might feel the weight of the world's problems, its suffering, chaos, and discord, as though it were your own personal responsibility to fix. And while this sense of duty can push you to strive for positive change, it can also become a heavy cross to bear. This heightened level of sensitivity can turn even the simplest interactions into draining experiences, leaving you mentally and emotionally exhausted. It's like being caught in a relentless storm of the world's suffering with no shelter in sight. The constant influx of emotions and energies can weigh on you, making it difficult to find inner peace or moments of tranquility. Furthermore, being so in tune with the emotional landscape of those around you can lead to overthinking as you try to make sense of everything you perceive. You may get stuck in an endless cycle of analyzing every detail, which can lead to mental exhaustion and, in some cases, complete burnout. That's why learning to protect your energy and manage your heightened awareness is essential for maintaining your emotional and spiritual well-being. Another challenge of this path is the immense weight of responsibility that comes with having a unique purpose. It's not just a direction, it can feel like a monumental task that you're expected to carry out, without any clear instructions on how to do it. This sense of cosmic duty can lead to a perpetual state of self-questioning, constantly wondering if you're doing enough or if you're on the right track. The pressure to fulfill your destiny can be overwhelming, making you feel like you're walking a tightrope with no safety net. Striving for perfection becomes a habit, driven by the fear that falling short will somehow invalidate your purpose. This relentless pursuit of success can make it hard to relax or enjoy life's simple pleasures. Often, you might sacrifice your personal desires and leisure time, feeling guilty if you take a moment for yourself, as though you're neglecting some greater mission. The weight of expectation, whether it's self-imposed or perceived from others, can hang over your head like a heavy cloud, making it difficult to truly savor any accomplishments. The fear of failure becomes a constant companion, pushing you to overthink every decision, constantly seeking ways to improve your career, relationships, or lifestyle. Instead of finding fulfillment in your purpose, the pressure to succeed in every aspect of life can overshadow the joy that should come with following your path. And then there's the challenge of living in a world that operates on a different frequency. When you're attuned to higher vibrations, you may experience the beauty of deep connections and profound joy more intensely, but this also makes you more susceptible to the chaos and negativity around you. It's like being a finely tuned instrument that picks up on every discordant note in your environment. The energy of conflict, fear, or distress can feel overwhelming as you absorb the emotional static that others might simply ignore. It becomes harder to relate to people who aren't as sensitive to these energetic fluctuations, leading to a sense of isolation, even in a crowded room. While this spiritual awareness gives you the ability to sense positive energies, it can also leave you vulnerable to negative influences. You may find it difficult to shield yourself from the emotional storms of others, constantly bombarded by their struggles, fears, and anxieties. This sensitivity can be both a blessing and a curse, as it allows you to experience life on a deeper level, but also makes you more susceptible to the world's darker aspects. If left unchecked, this constant barrage of negative energy can take a toll on your mental and emotional health, draining your vitality and making it hard to maintain balance. Your heightened awareness can create a sense of separation, as the world around you often feels out of sync with your internal reality. This gap between your perspective and that of others can lead to profound feelings of loneliness. It can be hard to find people who truly understand or relate to your experiences, leaving you with the constant challenge of navigating your path in relative isolation. Moreover, sustaining a high vibration isn't something that happens naturally. It requires a conscious, ongoing effort. The energy drain from trying to remain positive in a sea of negativity is real. It's like swimming upstream, and some days you may feel as though you're barely keeping your head above water. The vigilance it takes to maintain this level of consciousness, paired with the essential self-care needed to replenish your energy, can be overwhelming. On top of that, your commitment to giving back and improving the world comes with its own set of challenges. You are often the one people turn to for advice, guidance, or solutions to their problems. And while you find purpose in helping others, it can sometimes feel as though you're being pulled in too many directions at once. The emotional and mental weight of always being there for others can be exhausting, leaving little room for you to focus on your own needs. Burnout looms when you constantly give without taking time to replenish yourself. Ironically, this can lead to feelings of guilt when you try to carve out time for self-care, as if taking care of your own well-being somehow detracts from your commitment to helping others. Setting boundaries, though necessary, feels like a betrayal of your purpose, and the fear of appearing selfish can make it difficult to prioritize your needs. Not to mention, the impact of your efforts may not always be visible. The absence of immediate results or recognition can make you question whether your contributions are meaningful at all. Frustration builds when the changes you hope to see take longer than expected or seem non-existent. This lack of validation can chip away at your motivation, making it hard to continue on a path that often feels like a never-ending uphill climb, filled with self-sacrifice and little appreciation in return. One of the most defining aspects of this path is resilience. Over time, you develop an almost unshakable ability to face challenges head-on. But while each obstacle helps to strengthen your character, the unrelenting nature of these trials can lead to chronic stress. It's as if life keeps throwing new hurdles your way, and you're never allowed to rest. The constant anticipation of the next challenge can take a toll on your mind and body, leaving you perpetually drained. This accumulation of hardships doesn't just toughen you, it leaves emotional scars. These wounds can linger long after the challenges have passed, weighing heavily on your spirit. Over time, the weight of these unhealed traumas can compound, creating a sense of deep-seated pain that's hard to shake. The emotional toll is further exacerbated by the loneliness that accompanies your resilience. Very few people can truly understand the depth of the battles you face, making it difficult to find someone who can empathize with your struggles. This isolation compounds the emotional weight of your experiences, adding an extra layer of difficulty to your journey. While others may praise your strength from the outside, they often don't see the internal toll it takes. Adding to this burden is the pressure to always be the bigger person. There's an unspoken expectation that because you possess such resilience, you should consistently rise above pettiness, stay calm under pressure, and never show weakness. But this expectation can be suffocating. It forces you to bury your vulnerabilities, putting up a facade of constant strength even when you're feeling broken inside. The public face you present, the one that exudes confidence and composure, can feel disconnected from the private pain you experience. While this resilience is undoubtedly a powerful trait, the endless series of trials that fuel it can become a source of deep exhaustion, can wear down your sense of self and leave you feeling depleted. It's as if you're constantly expected to be the pillar that holds everything together, yet you have no one to lean on in return. The emotional isolation becomes even more pronounced when those around you fail to see the internal battles you face or the complexity of the decisions you make. People may only recognize the outcomes without understanding the mental and emotional weight behind each choice, leaving you feeling underappreciated and misunderstood. The loneliness isn't just emotional, it's intellectual and spiritual too. Your worldview and insights often diverge from the norm, making it hard to find meaningful conversations or connections with others who can grasp the depth of what you're dealing with. While others may be focused on everyday issues, you're wrestling with bigger existential questions that most around you aren't even aware of, much less prepared to discuss. This disconnect can make social interactions feel trivial, even draining, which in turn deepens your sense of alienation. In addition, you're constantly navigating the fine line between being a guide for others and managing your own growth. The more you give, the more people expect of you, which can create a cycle of perpetual giving that leads to burnout. You may feel an obligation to meet these expectations, whether they're realistic or not, and the constant pressure can make it difficult to find balance. Sacrificing your personal needs for the sake of others might seem noble, but over time, it erodes your energy reserves, leaving you running on empty. As a chosen one, you're also confronted with the reality of scrutiny. Every decision, every action is placed under a magnifying glass, and not everyone will understand or appreciate the rationale behind your choices. Criticism and judgment from those who don't fully comprehend your path can lead to feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. You may start questioning yourself, wondering if you're truly on the right path or if you're making the right decisions. This fear of failure can be paralyzing, making you hesitant to take bold actions or make decisions, even though your intuition tells you otherwise. Additionally, imposter syndrome can creep in, despite your accomplishments and the respect others may have for you. The internalized pressure to always be perfect or to have all the answers can feel overwhelming, and any mistake, no matter how small, might trigger a cascade of self-doubt. This nagging feeling that you're not living up to your potential can be exhausting, and it can hinder your ability to fully embrace your role as a leader. Moreover, the sacrifices made on the personal front often go unnoticed. The time you spend focusing on others leaves little room for self-reflection, relaxation, or pursuing personal joys. Your relationships might suffer because you're always the one giving, rarely receiving. The imbalance can make you feel as though you're shouldering the weight of every relationship, while those around you expect you to keep doing so without acknowledging your own needs. This can lead to feelings of resentment, even if you don't express them openly. The burden becomes heavier when you realize that very few people are willing to step up and offer you the support you provide for them. In a world where most people are absorbed in their own struggles, it's easy for your efforts and sacrifices to go unrecognized. This lack of acknowledgement can chip away at your motivation and make you wonder if your contributions are really making a difference. Even though you're aware of the long-term impact of your work, the absence of immediate feedback or gratitude can make it hard to stay driven. It's easy to feel like you're pouring from an empty cup when all you get in return is indifference or, worse, criticism. This ongoing battle between fulfilling your purpose and managing your personal well-being is a delicate balancing act. The higher the expectations, the more you feel the pressure to deliver, often at the expense of your own happiness. The emotional toll of constantly giving without replenishing can lead to deep feelings of fatigue, not just physically, but spiritually as well. You may even find that the emotional isolation you experience as a chosen one extends into your spiritual life. While your connection to the universe or a higher power is strong, it can sometimes feel like you're walking a solitary path. The deep introspection required for your spiritual growth can make it harder to engage with others on a surface level, further alienating you from the people around you. This can create a cycle of isolation where you're left grappling with your thoughts and emotions alone, without a supportive community to turn to for guidance or validation. Despite all these challenges, you continue to push forward, driven by an inner knowing that your path, while difficult, is necessary. However, the weight of it all can sometimes make you question whether it's truly worth it, especially when the sacrifices seem to far outweigh the rewards. Innate perception is a rare blessing, enabling chosen ones to discern hidden truths and subtle energies, like possessing an extra sense that constantly streams insights from realms beyond the physical. While this intuitive edge can be a valuable compass in life, it can also breed suspicion, as you're quick to detect motives and concealed tensions beneath the surface. Trusting others becomes a delicate endeavor, as your heightened awareness scans for ulterior motives or concealed agendas, leaving you perpetually guarded. This heightened state of awareness may evolve into a kind of hyper-awareness, where your senses are continuously tuned in, noticing things others would never suspect. It's like you're constantly walking a mental tightrope, processing the emotions, thoughts, and actions of everyone around you. The mental strain of constantly analyzing and interpreting subtle signals paired with your keen perception can become exhausting. This mental overload, always being on and alert, inevitably leads to burnout. Finding moments of genuine calm and relaxation becomes difficult because your mind is always processing incoming data, even in situations where others might unwind. It's akin to attending an elaborate gala, where instead of just enjoying a fine vintage, you find yourself deconstructing its backstory, the soil of the vineyard, the regional climate, the exact barrels used in aging, all while picking up on the unspoken tension between the hosts and guests. Every conversation, every glance becomes a thread to untangle, and soon enough, you're not just at a party, you're in a detective novel, where every interaction contains clues waiting to be unraveled. Balancing your innate generosity with self-care becomes another challenge. It's like possessing an endless reservoir of empathy, always available to give, but continually drawing from it without taking time to refill the well. The urge to always be present, always be the one offering support, can make it difficult to step back and focus on your own needs. This relentless drive to give often leaves little room for your personal restoration, as saying no feels wrong, even selfish. Over time, you may find yourself depleted, worn out from overextending yourself without properly setting boundaries. The feeling of being spread too thin becomes all too familiar as you push your own needs to the background. Additionally, there's the guilt that gnaws at you when you try to take a break. The notion that tending to your well-being might detract from your greater mission or diminish your ability to help others can create an inner conflict. The pressure to meet external and self-imposed expectations weighs heavily on your shoulders, leaving you trapped between the desire to give endlessly and the necessity to recharge. Without proper care, resentment can quietly seep in, diminishing the joy you once found in helping others. While your capacity for compassion is vast, the real challenge lies in learning to give from a place of balance. To sustain your empathy and effectiveness, it's crucial to recognize when to retreat, reset, and focus on nurturing your inner self. Only through this replenishment can you continue to serve the world without sacrificing your own well-being. The profound empathy you carry can feel like both a blessing and a burden. It allows you to connect deeply with the experiences of others, but also makes you vulnerable to absorbing their pain and struggles as your own. You may feel the weight of the world pressing against your spirit, especially when surrounded by negative or turbulent energies. This ability to empathize with others can take an emotional toll, and without careful boundaries, you risk losing yourself in the process of trying to heal others. The path forward requires learning how to embrace your compassion without allowing it to drain your vitality. Finding a balance between giving and preserving your emotional reserves becomes not just important, but essential. Core traits like deep empathy and boundless compassion are essential to who you are, nourishing your soul. However, they often come with significant hurdles. You might find yourself giving endlessly, even to those who don't appreciate it. It's like handing over your favorite jacket, only to watch them toss it aside without a second thought. The downside of being so attuned to others is that you risk experiencing emotional burnout. Constantly offering your heart and energy can leave you feeling emotionally depleted, unable to connect with your own feelings or the people around you. Another challenge is setting boundaries. When your empathy runs deep, saying no becomes an almost impossible task, which opens the door to being taken advantage of. Without realizing it, you're left drained, carrying the emotional weight of others. This can have a serious impact on your mental health, leading to anxiety, stress, or even depression. You're absorbing all the negative energy and unresolved emotions of those around you, and over time, it wears you down. So, learning to guard your energy and protect your emotional well-being is not just recommended, it's vital. In essence, while empathy and compassion are beautiful qualities, there comes a point when you need to step back and let people figure things out for themselves. It's especially important when you sense that someone isn't willing to take responsibility for their own life. You can guide them, but you shouldn't carry their burdens entirely on your shoulders. Dear seekers of truth, as we reach the end of today's reflection, remember that the struggles you face are an integral part of your unique journey. Yes, you are a natural giver, but the key to sustaining that generosity lies in finding a healthy balance. For those who believe in soul contracts or the idea of reincarnation, there's a belief that you've chosen this life, its challenges, its lessons, as a part of your soul's ongoing growth. This belief points to your inner strength and the resilience of your spirit, reminding you that every obstacle is a stepping stone to personal transformation and enlightenment. These challenges are not punishments, but opportunities for growth. So, be gentle with yourself. Don't let anyone make you feel obligated to give more of yourself than they're willing to reciprocate. Self-care is critical to fulfilling your higher purpose. By tending to your own needs, you'll be in a better position to offer your help without draining your energy. Your path, though filled with trials, is also rich with rewards. Embrace both the light and the dark aspects of your journey. Doing so will help you navigate the complexities of being spiritually attuned with grace and strength. Don't forget, the universe isn't asking for perfection. It's asking for progress and for you to treat yourself with the same love you so freely give others. Think of it as finding equilibrium. Choose wisely when to help, and don't feel guilty if you can't take on everything. Otherwise, you'll end up surrounded by those who only take and never give back, leaving you emotionally bankrupt. So, as you continue on this path, remember to stay grounded, take care of yourself, and seek balance in all things. Your journey is one of immense growth, but it's also one of incredible rewards. May you find the strength to face the shadows and the wisdom to celebrate the light. And if this message resonated with you, be sure to tap that like button. Don't be shy. Leave a comment and share your thoughts. Spread the message by sharing this video with anyone you think could benefit from hearing it. Your support helps this community grow, and together we can reach more people who are on similar paths. Oh, and don't miss our latest video. It's just a click away. Until next time, keep shining your light and staying true to yourself. Sending you all the cosmic love.